Hi, I'm Ken Brown, CEO of Destiny Global, and welcome to this edition of Success Tips. This is a bi weekly teaching that we give you in between events to keep you moving forward. And myself, along with the other master trainers, Dr. April Brown, Jackie, and Carmen O'Quinn, we do this because we want you to succeed in what you're doing, continuing to drive results in your business, whether you're an employerpreneur working for somebody or you're an entrepreneur running your own business. We want to help you be successful. And today, and of course this time of year, we're at the point where we need to be talking about pushing forward and growing, okay? So in that, the topic that we're going to be talking about is actually one that I care about greatly, and that is scaling your business. The 3 key decisions that you're going to be making to scale your business. And these are 3 decisions that I use in every business that I've ever had, the ones that I make here at Destiny Global and all my other business ventures. These 3 things are critical to scaling your business. And in coaching, well, some of you that will be watching this, I've coached you, right? One of the first things we talk about in scaling your business is talent, okay? And there is this saying that's been around for a number of years. And it says you hire for attitude and you train for skill. So what does that mean? That means you're looking for someone, absolutely they have to have an aptitude. They have to be able to show you that they have a general skill in what you're doing, especially when it's something that is the more complex you're getting, the more skill you're going to want them to have. But you have to have someone with an attitude that fits your culture. So if you have a very corporate culture, you want to be sure the person that you're hiring, that you're bringing in, that you're working with, has that mindset to work in the culture in which you're cultivating, right? If you're an entrepreneur, you want someone that's going to be independent, driving through decisions, and really cultivating the business the way that you want it to grow. What I can tell you is the hiring process to find the person can sometimes be cumbersome. And it's putting the right bait on your hook to get the people you want. So being very specific in what you're looking for, yet putting in something that would be specific, that an enjoyable environment, family friendly, all those things that you're talking about that makes your organization unique. You want to be sure that you're attracting that right person. And then as you go through the interview process, that you're making sure that attitude aligns with what you're looking for. Because you can get a person with outrageous skill and an attitude that stinks, and it will be toxic to your culture, it will be toxic to your organization, and actually take you backwards, just the opposite of what you want to do, because you'll spend all your time managing chaos that person's created instead of driving the business forward. And when you get the right person, it actually enables you to do more faster, better, and making your clients more successful because you're doing more of what you do. And that is a critical component to scaling. In fact, if you don't have the talent, you will not scale. Did you hear what I said? If you do not have talent on your team, you will not scale. It's not going to happen, because what you're going to have to do is you're going to have dynamic duplication in your business. You're going to want to take and get people involved in the business that are just as focused and have the vision for the success of that organization just as you do. Point number 2, and this one is, it's one of those that people often overlook, but it is so important, and it's automate repetitive tasks as much as you possibly can, or outsource them, okay? Have someone else do them that's not core to your business. And there are some businesses where some things are so repetitive. I mean, there's different things you have to do every day that's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. The more repetitive a job you're doing, automate it. How do you do that? You look for software to help you do it. You look for tools, automation tools. If you're making some type of craft, if you're doing any type of production, you want to make sure that you're looking for tools and software that help you do that faster, that make it also repetitive, and a system makes things, the quality better. And that is so important, because I've seen businesses that have had the right attitude, the right talent, the right skill level, but they didn't have systems and processes that allowed for repetitive things to be done faster, so you hit a limit because you can only make so many of the things. So you have to be able to do that faster and better. And the more that you're able to do it, and making sure, again, that that quality stays intact. Because so many companies speed up, they change something, they want to grow, and so they put something in the system, there's a quality check that's missed, and something doesn't come out working correctly, and you watch the quality of the product decline, and that is very difficult to recover from. Very difficult. Usually by the second time someone orders something and it's not exactly what they wanted, they're going to start having questions. By the third time you do it, you have likely lost that person. You don't want to do that, because once we've earned someone's trust, we want to deliver on the quality of that product that we've been making for or service. And point number 3, it actually relates to point number 2. And this is one that I've had to watch myself. As a person with a very driven personality, wanting to get things done is called the Ruby, if you know gyms. If you don't, you want to go to First Steps, because you can learn this. First Steps to Success, our events that I mentioned when I first came on, are so important because it teaches you the skills of how to manage people. It teaches you the skills of how to know to motivate different type of personalities, and really how to coach them to be successful as an employee. And this one is going to get you, because it says don't sacrifice quality for speed. So often we can get excited in our business and we watch the growth happen. We watch the bell curve start to go up and we start seeing, we're making money, we're starting to get over the hump, and we get all excited, and then the quality falls off. What ends up happening is you watch the morale of the organization begin to deteriorate, because you start getting clients that are complaining, which then goes back to the internal blame game, which leads to dissatisfaction, and the company can decline so quickly. And this has happened to more small companies trying to grow than I care to tell you about today. But when that happens, what you see is an erosion of the business, because you're literally, someone is buying something from you that they counted on before that they now can no longer count on. So you cannot replace speed for quality. Quality has to be a core component of any business, right? That's why every business, if you go and look at them in any industry, I don't care, you pick it, you're going to see that quality is in their core values of the company, in every single one of them. And so you can't compromise that, because you're going to make more of anything. So as you're going through that, you have to realize all 3 of these things that I'm telling you are tied together, because you have to have a person, the talent that cares about that aligns with the vision of the organization, that aligns with the core values of the organization. So, hey, we're not going to cut corners. Well, we can get away with this or that. Hey, we don't have this type of product available or ingredient, so we're going to use something else that's lesser of. You don't do that. You stick with the plan. If you can't get an ingredient, you find another manufacturer that can give you that's of the same quality that you were using. And sometimes that's required. You have to find vendors and partners that can keep up with you as well. And also, what I have found that relates point number 3, which is all about quality, in outsourcing. Sometimes I've found partners that can do certain repetitive tasks actually better than we could do them ourselves. So you're saying, well, Ken, wait a minute, if I could do that, that would really help me do it. Yes, that's why you do it. When you have someone that you can partner with and give them that part of your business that is more repetitive in motion, and they can do it at a reasonable price, but at the quality of which is not compromising what your organization does, that is a home run, because it allows you to scale much faster than you're able to do alone. That's why many big companies do this. They'll outsource a certain function. In my other business, for example, Hilton outsourced to us to help them develop the digital key to unlock the hotel room doors, and really the whole client experience, because you can do so much with that app. When you download the app, I can know so much information about you. I can help really service you better, because I'm gathering data about you. And then I can know you better. And the more I know you, the more I can serve you. I just have to put that knowledge to work. And so an outsourcing partner can become vital to the success of your business. And it's something you need to consider, because also what does that outsourcing do? That is bringing talent into your organization just as important as a person could be to help you grow and scale. And these three things will set you apart. It will allow you to grow at a much faster rate than you're ever going to be able to do on your own, because a team of one can only do so much. And you only have so many hours in the day. You only have so much time that you're actually going to be working on producing a service or result. And the rest of it, you're going to be working on selling or trying to get the administrative work, all those things. And by the way, those are part of the business. You can outsource those. So when you're looking at things that you're outsourcing, it doesn't have to be part of your core product. It can be administrative services. It can be the marketing. It can be the accounting. It's things that are going to take time away from you and the team that they're doing that is not servicing the client directly. So the more you can do this, the better you're going to become, the happier your clients are going to be, because you're able to serve more people. You're able to give them more of what they want. And by doing so, it's going to make you incredibly successful. So I hope these tips help you greatly, and I look forward to seeing you soon, and thank you for joining me for this edition of Success Tips.